January 13th, 2012. Paul and I had to lock Dr. Wilkins in the cold storage locker. She attacked us. I've known Carla for 3 years. A wife, mother, excellent researcher. She's been with us here 24/7 for several days now, as long as Paul and I have. She left early to check on her husband and son, but came back within hours. It happened suddenly. She hadn't been sick. I don't know if she was infected or how. Paul and I had to repel her with the only thing we had, chairs. We pushed her back into the locker and wrangled the door shut on her flailing hands. I can still hear her pounding. I don't know how much more of this I can take. Paul's downstairs looking for something to treat the bite he sustained in the scuffle. January 14th, 2012. I killed Paul. We tried treating his arm, but didn't think about what we were actually treating it for. It's clear now that the bite communicated whatever had infected Carla to Paul. Zombification took a matter of hours. Whatever I killed, it was no longer Paul. Came at me fast. I fended it off with a chair for long enough to look around the lab and grab a bottle of hydrofluoric acid, which I shattered on its face. I don't know if it has brain function, but it seems as though a strike to the brain will kill or deanimate. Carla is still pounding on the locker door. January 15th, 2012. Climbed up on the roof today. Since the lab is on the top floor, I only had to go half a flight up to reach the service entrance. Purposely avoiding accessing any lower floors, as I have no idea what could be waiting for me. I've also reinforced my barricades of all 7th floor doors. I haven't heard any signs of life from below, but that's a little comfort. On the roof, I was able to get a view of the city. Quiet, like a Sunday morning. There's debris everywhere, smoke in the distance. First, no signs of life other than a lone pine grosbeak calling, and the sound of a car approaching. An SUV with what looked like several people inside, some supplies strapped to the roof. Tried to shout and wave at them, but I couldn't get their attention. Car turned the corner of the building and I heard it driving away, then accelerate hard. And then I heard the crash. Ran to the other side of the building and saw that the SUV was on its side. It had flipped. They had flipped it, and passengers were being pulled from the car and attacked, eaten by a crowd of the living dead. Screams were horrible. Can't get the image out of my head. January 17th, 2012. Cold and dark in the office. My food supplies have dwindled. Since I tend to live at my desk during the week, I keep a supply of nuts, dried fruits, some instant soups. They're gone. I pillaged the desks of my fellow co-workers. Considering they're doctors, their eating habits are appalling. I don't know how long I can make it on their cache of gummy bears, fruit roll-ups. Could really go for some baked beans. Office kitchen doesn't have much, mostly condiments and coffee creamers. Few cases, bottled water, I won't go thirsty. Used a can of paint I found in maintenance to write help on the roof and hung a help sign out the windows on each side of the building, but I don't think help is on its way. So I can stay here and eventually starve and try and leave. Go where? Fall victim to flesh-eating horde? Carla stopped pounding on the door, cold storage locker. I didn't notice exactly when. I'd basically just accepted the sound as part of my new reality. When I went down to check, I found her still animated and definitely still interested in attacking me, but could barely move. Its muscles and joints seemed to have stiffened. So cold seems to have a similar effect on them as does the living. January 18th, 2012. I woke up to the sound of banging. First I thought it might be coming from the storage locker, but that specimen was lower still than the last time. I followed the low rhythmic sound to the break room down the hall from the lab. Not about to stick my head around the corner of the doorway, I used a compact mirror I found in a co-worker's desk. Mitch Parsons, security guard at the lab, or whatever now passed for Mitch Parsons, was thumping the front of a vending machine. I once saw Parsons do that while still alive, after he paid for some licorice and it had gotten snagged on the wire coils inside. Why would a flesh eater attack the machine? Surely they don't crave candy. Do the undead retain behavioral traces of their former habits? The elevators have been out since the power went, but I saw the door was open now. Is that how Parsons got on the floor? Did the door just open, or did Parsons open it? I was able to barricade a door between me and the break room. Parsons didn't seem to hear me. Not sure about their oral function. Checked the barricades on this side of the break room, but can't really check the others. January 19th, 2012. Food's gone. Up on the roof today trying to plot an escape route out of the city. Everything's smashed. Abandoned cars, bodies out in the open. Dead, wandering in larger numbers, generally in groups, several or more. Somewhat larger group is in front of the lab's main entrance, intent on getting in. They can't be after me. How would they know? This is what it's come to. My best hope for finding a car is to look for a situation below where someone had been pulled out from the car and killed. The keys probably still be nearby. There's running in the stairwell.